Hello, and welcome back to the series where I predict the World Cup group by group each day. Welcome back to the series, and let's go over this group now. So today we're talking about Group B, and the teams in Group B consist of Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Iran. So let's get into it. So, first we'll talk about Portugal. Head coach is Fernando Santos, and players to watch obviously are Ronaldo, who is the forward as well as the captain, Pepe, who is the defense and vice captain, and I'm not just mentioning him because his name is Pepe, and Moutinho, who is the midfielder. And when it comes to this team, I feel as though Portugal is really strong competitive-wise, especially international. I know they haven't attended a lot of World Cups, but I feel like this year, with the lineup they have, they're definitely going to be a powerhouse team to watch. They have a FIFA rating of 4 this year, and they have appeared in the World Cup 7 times. Even though they've only competed in the World Cup 7 times, this year has just been phenomenal for them. And I want to mention all 3 roles in this, the midfielder, defender, and forward, because they're becoming this powerhouse team that I really think when it comes to Group B, you should watch how their play style is, because they're doing really well this year. And their best performance in the World Cup has been 3rd place. And now we have Spain with head coach Julen Lopetegui. And players to watch out for are Ramos, who is the defensive end and captain of the team, Iniesta, who is the midfielder and vice captain, as well as Silva, who is the midfield. And I want to focus on 2 midfielders because with this team, they are predominantly defensive. However, they do rely on their midfielders to push forward to score goals as well as play defensive, so they rely a lot on the midfielders. And the strategy has worked a lot for Spain, and it has done really well. You can tell that they really build the lineup more on the midfielders. And they have the defensive they have the captain at defensive end, so they don't have like lack of talent on the defensive side. They still have Ramos to help situate the team defensive-wise and all that. FIFA rating, they are 8, and they have appeared in the World Cup 15 times, and they actually won in 2010. And the 3rd team of Group B is Morocco from the African Conference, and their head coach is Hervé Renard, who is actually French. And players to watch out for are Benita, who is a defender and the captain, Bousfa, who is midfielder as well as vice captain, and El Kabi, who is their forward. And I'm paying a lot of attention to the captains and vice captains because while other teams have to play performance-wise and have to shine to become MVP, these captains have to make sure that these players stand out and have to make sure that all their team is being led properly. And yeah. So I want to focus a lot on the captains because leadership and the amount of talent it takes just to be a captain, as well as the extroverted personality they had to have just to be able to perform well on their team, is phenomenal. And anyway, I'm talking too much about captains. Let's talk about Morocco. Morocco is obviously very well appreciated in Africa. They have a FIFA rating of 42, and though that doesn't seem that high, they do deserve the spot they got because they are a younger team, which means it's going to be harder for them to shine more than other teams. But it also means that they'll have a better lineup for the next 4 years, the next World Cup, hopefully. So they obviously don't have the best energy, but I still think they can perform well and have the talent to perform as good as we'd hope they would, especially with this younger lineup. They have appeared in the World Cup 5 times, and their best performance has been round of 16. And the last team we have in Group D is Iran, and they're definitely one of the stronger Asian teams, so I can't wait to watch them play. And they have head coach Carlos Queiroz, who is Portuguese, and I've already talked about how much I respect Portugal as a team, so maybe a Portugal coach would help them. Players to watch, they have Shozahi, who is the midfielder and the captain, Hajsafi, who is the midfielder, sorry if I'm having a hard time pronouncing names, and Ansarifard, who is the forward. And I know I didn't mention a vice captain in this one, and it's because I really want to push the offensive talent they have on this team. A lot of these teams do focus more on their midfielders and have defenders to back them up, but a lot of the captains are defensive, except for Ronaldo on Portugal. And it's Iran with their offense is really powerful, and I feel like if there was a team to take down Portugal and Spain, I believe Iran is the perfect candidate. I feel like if Iran was in Group A or any other group in general, they would make second or first place, so it's pretty sad to see them in such a powerhouse group, including Morocco. I don't see these teams as third or fourth place, which I'm already foreshadowing my prediction, but I have to put them down just for this group. But they are definitely not a fourth and third place team. They are very strong in their conferences, and yeah. Ranking wise, they have a FIFA rating of 36. They have appeared in the World Cup 5 times, and their best performance has been 14th place. This is a very talented group overall, and you can tell how strong they are performance-wise in their conferences. Sadly, I have to rank them, which is something that's really hard for me to do. But I've got to go with Morocco in 4th place, going 0-3 with a -7 score. The big reason why is because they're so young. They're not synergized properly yet. I feel like they're going to be better in the next 4 years, hopefully. I really expect them to, but for right now, I put them at 4th. But I don't see them as a 4th place team. And next, again, I don't see them as a 3rd place team, but I put Iran 3rd, going 1-2, having a -2 score. I feel like the games will be close with them, and they will put on a big fight. My 2nd place is actually Spain. I put them going 2-1 with the +1 score. I feel like they do have a strong defense and offense and do focus a lot on the midfield, but I feel like Portugal can still beat them. So I put Portugal first, going 3-0 with a +8 score. They're going to probably score a lot of goals, especially with their offense that they have. So yeah, Portugal first, Spain second, Iran third, and Morocco fourth. Those are my predictions for Group B.